What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Dugar, coming at y'all with another live Q&A. A lot of things to get to, man. First off, man, big week ahead. With the LSU Tigers taking on the Georgia Bulldogs for the SEC championship. Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know, man. Losing to the Miami Dolphins, man, that was pretty embarrassing, man. But even with that being said, still very, very much got a chance to still win the NFC East because it looked like the Dallas Cowboys don't want the division either. um, and a lot of Miami Heat, man, got a nice win over the Brooklyn Nets Sunday. They take on the Toronto Raptors tonight in a very big game, man. Looking forward to checking that out. LSU basketball also in action tonight against UNO. Atlanta Braves, man, look like we not bringing back Charlie Culberson, which is unfortunate, but I understand it's a business. And of course, a lot of NFL things going on, NBA things. It's championship week. NBA getting in the swing of things. NFL, playoff races heating up. A lot to discuss today, yo. Um, what's up, Sir Nando 27? Appreciate you tuning in. Good evening, Mr. Do guys. Now I was gonna troll you on your halftime garbage talks about my boys, but seeing your face after that Eagles loss, you suffered enough. Hey man, it nobody wants the division. Like nobody wants the division, man. Y'all give it to me on a silver platter. I said, nah, you take it. You said, nah, you take it, man. It is interesting to see who gonna actually end up winning this thing, man. What's up, Malik Baker, man? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Tiger Raven 18, 2018? Go Clemson Tigers and go Baltimore Ravens. I bet you on cloud nine right about now, man. Baltimore Ravens looking good, yo. Baltimore Ravens looking real good. Clemson Tigers look real good. To be honest with you, as an LSU fan, I'm more afraid of Clemson than I am of Ohio State. I think if they do force LSU and Clemson to play each other, I think that ultimately will be the national championship winner. What's up, Lenny D? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Mr. Duga? I got one question. WTF happened to us on Sunday? Great question. It's a combination of Dougie P not running the football. Like I don't know, he just don't want to run the ball, man. Defensively, just the cornerbacks are just not any good, man. I never really was sold on them. They'll give you a couple of decent games, but they're just not very good, man. And when the defensive line is not getting to the quarterback, they get exposed like that. Devontae Parker is a former first round, top 15 pick in the NFL draft. So he's talented. These corners are not very good. And Jim Schwartz, for whatever reason, just had absolutely no answer, showed no ability to be able to adjust. It was bad and embarrassing, man. All in good fun though. Hey, it's all good. I deserve it. What's up, Brian Dennis Stadium? Appreciate you tuning in. I can't stand y'all's team, but beat up Georgia and bring this championship back to the West. I'm so disappointed on how our season went roll tide. Well, I don't like y'all and I can't stand y'all neither. But yeah, man, appreciate that, man. I hope we get it done. I feel like we should get it done. And as far as Alabama, man, I wouldn't. I don't think they dead yet as far as in the future. Nick Saban is still there. For me personally, I feel like Mac Jones showed that he's ready to be the quarterback next year. The defense, as horrible as it was this year, you know those guys were young. You would think they would be better next year based on experience. You know that they 4 and 5 star recruits. So it just wasn't their year. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't their year. I feel like it's LSU year, but we're gonna see. It may be Ohio State year, it may be Clemson year again. One of these teams like Oklahoma, whoever gonna finish for it. It just wasn't their year, man. And yeah, just what a ride for LSU this year, man. What's up, Mr. Stern? Mr. Steen 143. Appreciate you tuning in. I don't think Georgia can score with us. And I think the defense shows up big Saturday. Yeah, I agree, yo. I agree, man. I love how fired up the defense came out with everyone just simply sitting there and criticizing them, saying that, oh, y'all don't play no I mean, you blowing teams out, and in the second half you take your foot off the gas, and then people want to sit there and holler about, oh, you don't play no defense. So I love the adjustments Dave Aranda's making. He's rushing Jacoby Stevens a lot more. He's Grant Delpit is kind of playing in the jack of all trades position. And Moore Hampton, with Delpit sitting out against Arkansas, we found out that he could play. So yeah, I think, I picked 31-21, but what I'm really excited about is to see LSU play on turf. Like to see this speed offensively and this speed on defense play on turf, yo. And yeah, I got us winning by 10, but it wouldn't surprise me if LSU completely, make this game get out of hand. Let's go Spartan Nation beat Duke. Yeah, that's a pretty good matchup later on tonight, man. Two good matchups, yo. Um, I mean, it's crazy how early. I mean, it's early, obviously, but it's crazy how there's no dominant team in college basketball this year. Like last year, everybody knew about Zion and Duke, and a few years back, Kentucky when they went undefeated. You know, Villanova a couple of years ago, I thought was when they won it the second time around was extremely good, but it is no dominant team in college basketball, man. And Michigan State with Cassius Winston, they definitely have a chance to be one of the teams cutting down the nets when it's all over. What's up, Six Inc? Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, Mr. Duke, I'm stoked for this SEC championship, and I'm also stoked for my Saints versus 49ers, two potential game of the years in their respective associations. Yeah, man. I'm excited for LSU Georgia too, man. That's gonna be a big time game. That's a great matchup. Um, the two top five teams. I'm really looking forward to it, man. LSU getting another chance to win an SEC championship. And as far as Saints 49ers, I do think that's a big time matchup also. My Eagles don't play till Monday night, so I'm gonna actually be able to check out this whole game. Um, yeah, two big games, man. Two really big games. Just an overall exciting weekend in football, yo. Mac Hollins just got cut. Yeah, I did just see that, man. My question is, what took so long? Like, I mean, it should have been, it should have happened me personally after week 3. Like, I don't know why it took so long. He's just been terrible this season, man. Just absolutely terrible this season. He can't create any separation on offense. He doesn't catch the ball. And supposedly he's supposed to be this special teams guru. I don't remember him making not one special teams tackle all year. So it was well long overdue, yo. What's up, Lenny D? Good news today, though. Mac Hollins, the walking waste roster spot was released today. Jeffrey Lurie is not playing with them anymore. I agree. It should have been happening. Like, I don't understand why he was on this roster so long anyway. Um, Granted, now honestly, I was one coming into the season that, a lot of people felt like he shouldn't have got the fit wide receiver spot. I was one who thought he should have because it's crazy. 2 years ago when we won the Super Bowl, he actually showed some decent flashes of being a solid wide receiver. And, we knew about the special teams ace he was supposed to be. And I guess after his groin injury last year when he missed the whole season, coming into this season, man, he regressed big time, yo. He just really, really, really regressed as a wide receiver. And yeah, it was well overdue, man, for us to let him go. What's up, Makai Cummins? Appreciate you tuning in. We could still win the division. Dallas lose to the Bears or the Rams, and the Eagles beat the Giants and Redskins. Go Eagles. Yeah, yeah. Which is part of the reason why Sunday's loss was just so disappointing because it's a golden opportunity, man. Dallas don't want the division. and somebody got to win it, so it might as well be us. And I agree. I definitely do think Chicago or the Rams can beat. We just really need to beat the Giants, beat the Redskins. On the bright side, we playing against two rookie quarterbacks. You know, Fitzpatrick is an old veteran, a streaky veteran. When he gets hot, he gets hot, and he's seen a lot of things. So the you would think our defense gonna play against two rookies that don't have good personnel on offense. Well, the Giants, they got Saquon Barkley and some decent receivers, but you would think the Eagles still would play well defensively against them and the Redskins. And you would think Dallas would lose one of those two games, man. And if they do, and the Eagles handle business, beat Dallas week 16, we basically win the division, yo. I hope we win, beat the Giants Monday night. I think we will, man. As frustrated as we is with this football team, we gonna beat the Giants, man. Go Eagles and go LSU. That's right. That's right. Go Tigers, fly Eagles, fly. What's up, Chandler Hodge? Appreciate you tuning in. We throw the ball 50 times against the 30th ranked defense against the run, and Miles Sanders was having a huge game, 19 carries for 83 yards. Why keep giving him the ball? Great question. Absolutely great question. I was wondering the same thing. Dougie P just for some reason, man, this year he just don't like running the ball, man. It's annoying. It's frustrating. I just don't understand it, man. Like he wants to. It's like he has a toy in Wentz, and he just want to sit him back and watch him throw the ball all over the place. Granted, I get it. Throwing the ball was working. Wentz had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. But at the end of the day, man, you run the ball, man. I don't get it neither. And not only that, your defense is leaking oil. Like it could help them. Like it could help. When you keep the defense off the field, man. I don't understand it neither. And apparently in his press conference, he keeps coming with the same nonsense, talking about, oh well, the game got out of hand and this and that. You was up 2 scores, Doug. You was up 2 scores. I just it's annoying and frustrating, man. It absolutely is. I don't get it, and unfortunately, it just looks like we just gotta hope Wentz is on fire every week because it just don't look like he's gonna run the ball, yo. Um, Cowboys just need to fire Jason Garrett. Sunday was fun. Yeah, Thanksgiving I think was more funner for me. Um, I mean, I don't know, man. Granted, I know Jason Garrett is not a good head coach. I mean, like anybody could see that, but that's Jerry's boy, man. That's Jerry's boy, man. It's funny how after losing to the Patriots on the road in a one possession game, which I don't feel like there's really no shame in that too much at all. Jerry up there basically saying like, you know, putting Jerry basically up there putting Jason Garrett on the hot seat. Um, but then at the same time you lose, to the Bills at home, which was a very ugly loss, and it's like you crying in the locker room talking about me and Jason. We basically lived the football life together. Jerry going through it, man. So I don't know. What's up, GA City Blue Devil? Appreciate you tuning in. Congrats on 4,000 subs. I would hate to see Brady go to Texas, the worst host in college football. I'll never let him off the hook for treating LSU band so bad. First off, greatly appreciated, man. Thank you so much, yo. I am honored. Thank every one of you for supporting me and following me. Yeah, I'm blessed, man. 4,000 subscribers, man. I'm extremely blessed for that. And yeah, Texas is in hot pursuit trying to get Brady, but I think apparently LSU gonna open up the pocketbooks for him, so I don't think we have nothing to worry about. The only thing I would be worried that would I think take Brady away from LSU is a Power Five head coaching job and like an NFL offensive coordinator job, which I don't think after one season a team will offer him that yet. You never know. You got teams like maybe Ole Miss or somebody that might try to offer him. But if I'm Brady, man, and I ain't leaving until like a real legit, job open up that I can win a national championship at. But I think LSU definitely will hold on to it. What bowl game should Texas A&M go to? That's a good question, yo. Let's see. You'll have LSU obviously in the playoff. I'm gonna just hypothetically say LSU wins, okay, beats Georgia. You'll have LSU, in the playoff, obviously. I think you'll have Alabama, in the Sugar Bowl. You'll have maybe Georgia in maybe the Orange Bowl or something like that. I think those will be the three SEC New Year's Six teams. Maybe Florida gets in the New Year's Six, maybe not. But I say not. So let's say Florida or Auburn would be in the Capital One Bowl. I say A&M gets in like the Outback or something like that. I think they'll get in the Outback Bowl. Um, for them, man, it was a tough schedule. Like, let's call it what it is. They played a brutal schedule, man. But yeah, I see something like the Outback Bowl or something to that nature. It depends on how many SEC teams get in New Year's Six Bowl. Florida and Auburn both got chances to get in the one. I think obviously Georgia, and if Georgia, assuming LSU wins, Georgia and Alabama, I think definitely are in New Year's Six bowls. I think it'll be something like the Outback Bowl or one of these New Year's Day bowl games. Worst, because I don't really. Oh man. Then again, man, we maybe worst case scenario, it could be like the Texas Bowl or something like that. I'm gonna have to go back and double check all the SEC bowl affiliates. But yeah, it'll be something like that. I think best case scenario like the Outback Bowl, worst case scenario maybe like the Texas Bowl or something like that. What's up, Larry Lafitte? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, man? Do you think San Francisco defense could hold up against New Orleans passing attack? I think they can, but will they is a different question. like, I think they can hold up, man. San Francisco got a really good defense. It's a tough matchup for anybody playing Baltimore right now because it's such a unique type of football. Kind of similar to whenever Colin Kaepernick took over the job from Alex Smith and the 49ers was completely unstoppable because it's a whole different brand of football. When you have a quarterback, it's like you basically playing, it's almost like you're playing with an extra half a man. like you got a guy that can run and throw effectively. So yeah, they're gonna be relieved to line up, play indoors for one, and go up against a quarterback, that's a stationary target. But with that being said, he does have weapons like Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas and Jared Cook. So I think they can do it, but will they? I will see. It should be a good game, yo. Eagles need to reload. That video you post last Sunday about the Eagles was funny. I didn't think it was that funny, but yeah, they do need a reload, man. That's why part of me is like I be telling Dallas, man, just take the division, man. Like let us, so we could just focus on tanking and try to get like one of these receivers, one of these Alabama receivers, and one of these really good cornerbacks. But Dallas don't want to tank, man. Dallas don't want to take the division, but the Eagles do need a reload. It's something the Patriots have done well over the years, something they get criticized for, but at the end of the day, it's a well-run business. Eagles got to make tough decisions on Super Bowl heroes, man. Guys who've helped the Eagles win the Super Bowl, who are going to always be heroes in the city. Guys who years from now will be celebrated, greatly. It may be unpopular decisions that make us look kind of like a two-faced organization, but the Eagles gonna have to let go of some guys who helped win the Super Bowl, man, and that's just what they gotta do, yo, to help us, reload and get back at this thing. Wentz ain't going nowhere, yo. And neither should he. He got a couple of young pieces with Miles Sanders and Zach Ertz is still not that old. Dallas got it. Lane Johnson is locked in. Brandon Brooks is locked in. You gotta get some more weapons on this team and some more, players on defense. But yeah, definitely do have to reload. What's up, Big Boy 46 Hard Knocks? Appreciate you tuning in. Dolphins gave the ball to a fullback. Yeah, like yeah. I mean, people telling me he not a fullback. I get it, but to me, he looked like a fullback, man. Like, I ain't see a guy running with no agility. He just looked like a lead blocker out there, and he's scoring on the Eagles, man. It was absolutely pathetic and terrible to see. What's up, boys from D, man? Appreciate you tuning in. My LSU brother, keep doing your thing on your channel also, yo. Doug Schwartz in the defense let us down. Yeah, I mean, that was just with Schwartz, man. The thing that worries me with Schwartz is a type of guy that's like he's either great or he's terrible. When the defense comes out and they playing great, they ride that momentum and they play well. But Schwartz is the type of coach that if you moving the ball on the Eagles or if you start moving the ball on the Eagles, he doesn't adjust anything. Like he just absolutely just does not adjust, man. Um, so yeah, Doug, man, with the running and passing ratio, it's terrible. It's terrible. He doesn't want to run the football, and for the life of me, I just will never understand it, man. When we won the Super Bowl, yes, Carson Wentz looked great, before the ACL injury. Let's Nick Foles look great in the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. But we ran the football with Jordan Howard. I mean, look, not Jordan Howard, with Jay Ajayi, and LeGarrette Blount. We ran the football downhill, down people's throats. And Jay Ajayi got 2 carries. Like, I know one carry he made me upset when he tried to break it to the outside instead of putting his head down and getting a few yards. But when Jordan Howard comes back, hopefully sooner than later, you got 2 battering rams in him and Jay Ajayi. Run the football, man. Run it down people's throats and make them have to hit those big backs, man. What's up, BB Black Time? Appreciate you tuning in, man. How about them raging kids? Yeah, man. Shout out to UL, man. First 10-win season in program history. I actually caught a little bit of the end of that game, man. It's crazy they beat UL Monroe 2 years in a row off of a missed kick. Dougie P's son actually plays for UL Monroe too, man. Yeah, huge game for UL Saturday, man. It's set up really nicely Saturday, man. First you got College Game Day and SEC Nation at the LSU Georgia game. Immediately following College Game Day, UL will play Appalachian State for the Sun Belt Championship, 20th ranked Appalachian State. A game that I went to this year when Appalachian State played UL in Lafayette. I was at that game. UL had every chance to win that game, yo. They moved the ball a little bit. They played good defensively. UL has more athletes, man. Appalachian State is just very strong and stout, in their front seven, and their quarterback hurt UL running the ball. But I think UL has a real shot to knock off Appalachian State Saturday, man. Win the Sun Belt Championship, and maybe even possibly become a ranked team. Yeah, man. Shout out to UL Lafayette. I'm glad you brought that up, man. They handling their business this year, definitely. Cowboys should go 10-6. I mean, I don't really know, man. I mean, granted, I guess you could say that they talented. You could arguably say they got more talent, maybe got more of a talented roster than, the Eagles right now, the Bears, the Rams, and well, obviously the Redskins. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see, man. Somebody, Eagles or Cowboys, one of these teams are going to win 4 straight. I believe that one of these teams are going to either finish 10, Dallas either going to finish 10-6 or the Eagles going to finish 9-7. One of those things are going to happen. Yo, I do think that could happen. I think our tight end and CH is going to have great games. We go see, man. We go see, yo. They should. Like, they definitely should. Let's be honest here. Oklahoma is gonna get shut down no matter who they play in the top 3. Yeah, I agree. Like, I agree. I do think they deserve it though. I know it's a lot of talk about you this and that. Me personally, I think assuming the top three teams win, I think if Oklahoma beats Baylor, Oklahoma should jump Utah and get into the playoffs. I mean, they beat Baylor twice, which was a top 10 team. Baylor's only two losses. Oklahoma State on the road, you know. And it looked like they. I mean, I don't know, man. This committee, you just never know. Me personally, as an LSU fan, I feel like it's politics. I feel like they want LSU and Clemson to play against each other because they want to assure that Ohio State makes it to the national championship game. And yeah, Oklahoma against Ohio State would win that game. But Jalen Hurts would make it interesting. He would definitely make it interesting, by putting up some yards and things of that nature. But yeah, I agree. Whoever they play in the top three, they're gonna get it took it to them. I enjoy watching you talk sports. Congrats on the 4K. Hey, greatly appreciate it, man. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And thanks for you and everybody for your support, yo. Um, what's up, Cowboy X Factor? Appreciate you tuning in. Congrats on 4K subscribers, Mr. Dugai. And yeah, Cowboys and Eagles lost games they could have won against Bills and Dolphins. Hey, greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. I'm honored, I'm blessed, I'm humbled. Thanks everyone for the support and helping me get to 4,000 subscribers. And yeah, like it was a frustrating week for both teams, man. Both teams went into this week feeling like, all right, things about to turn around now, and they both just flat out laid an egg. Fortunately for both teams, the other team laid an egg, and they got to play week 16, and somebody have to win this game. It would be funny if that game ended up in the tie somehow, but somebody got to win this division, man. It's the rules. What's up, Chick Madnick 225713? Sup, my kinfolk, Mr. Dugai in Houston from Baton Rouge. What's going on, man? Appreciate you tuning in, yo. Hold it down. In H-Town, man, from BR, yo. There's likely a change that Clemson and LSU might play each other in the playoffs this month. Earlier, that 2025, 2026 home and home series. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna end up happening, man. Unless LSU just completely annihilates Georgia and Ohio State plays in a tight game with Wisconsin. I mean, you never know, man. But I'm gonna say this, yo. I watched Ohio State play Saturday against Michigan. I watched that whole game. Ohio State is a very talented team, which those are Urban Meyer recruits. I don't expect anything. I didn't expect anything less. I believe LSU and the national championship will be either champion will be LSU or Clemson. I feel like if Ohio State went up against LSU or Clemson, they would get beat for the simple fact they're going up against the Big Ten doesn't have many athletes, man. They're going up against teams that they just clearly are way more faster than and bigger and more athletic than. I look at Justin Fields, he's greatly talented, but I see in a quarterback that if you put pressure on him, he gets rattled and he's very inaccurate. I see receivers that are fast, but not great man-to-man, beat you off of tight coverage type of receivers. I see a defense that is susceptible to getting thrown on. You know what I'm saying? If you hold up against Chase Young, you could throw the ball downfield on this defense. Yeah, I feel like I'm not like I said, they have talent. So shout out to Urban Meyer for leaving Ryan Day a full deck. But at the end of the day, man, Clemson is battle tested. Clemson has talent and they're battle tested. LSU has talent and they're battle tested. Ohio State is not battle tested like that. So yeah, the difference between them this year is they didn't lose to any of those subpar teams. So congrats on them for that. But yeah, I feel like LSU or Clemson will be this year's national champion. I'm predicting a 10-2 season for Georgia next year. I think we'll beat them and Florida will finally knock them off. I feel very good about next year, and as for Florida, they really need is a good recruiting class. I completely agree. I poke fun at Bama and have a good time messing with. But I do think Bama is, I think that they should feel good about next year, obviously with Mac Jones. They should lose Judy, probably Ruggs.
maybe Smith. I'm not sure on which one of those guys are going to stay or go. But yeah, they got talent there. And I agree with Florida, man. I do think Dan Mullen is a better coach and has a better coaching staff than Kirby Smart. But Kirby Smart is out talenting him right now. Like if there's even a word. If Dan Mullen can get some big time recruits in there, I definitely agree that he will knock off Georgia, yo. He definitely does have a chance on that. Andre Dillard is the future, but we constantly putting Jason Peters out there. Loyalty is killing this team. I couldn't have said it more better, yo. That's the problem with this team, man, is that they're showing loyalty to older guys that was part of the Super Bowl run. Jason Peters wasn't even out there. He had got hurt like against the Redskins in the middle of that season. They got to make tough decisions. Like I get it, the Patriots are, to their credit, they're a cold-blooded organization, and that's why they keep winning because they let you go a year before you hit your peak, before you done. Like they let you go before you done become old and become a liability. So that's what the Eagles got to do, man. A lot of these guys got to go, man. A lot of them. Some of them are still producing a little bit for us, but they got to go, man. We got to clear up all these contracts. We got to go get some young pieces, especially offensively, man. We got to get some. I want some young guys in that's hungry, that can grow with Wentz, yo. And Wentz could have that leadership role and lead these guys, and they could grow. They could respect him, look up to him. A lot of these guys on offense are still worrying about Nick Foles. They played in the Super Bowl game and made a deep run with Nick Foles. You could tell that they kind of don't respect Wentz like that. They feel like what have you done to be able to, because the quarterback got to be the leader. The quarterback got to come out and lead the offense. And it seems like Wentz tries to lead. He's trying out there. But, these guys, they older than him. They got more accomplishment than him. They look at him like, oh, you got the big contract. So yeah, they got to make tough decisions. And I 100% agree about the Jason Peters thing. I felt like once he went out and Dylan went in and was playing well, like they scared of him or something. Like, nah, bro, we want to go this direction. You go out there just to get a false start and to get taken out of the game for injury anyway. So it's like, yeah, let Andre Dillard go out there, get his thing going and figure things out. It is very frustrating, yo. Mr. Dugai in 713. That's what's up, man. Hold it down in H-time for your boy, yo. Dolphins only run the ball. Dolphins only run the ball only 2 times in the fourth quarter, and your defense of coordinator still couldn't stop them. Yeah, like I said, they had no running game whatsoever, man. All is Fitzpatrick is dropping back, throwing the ball basically to Devontae Parker, and Schwartz could not adjust at all. That's my problem with him, is that whenever the defense comes out and they play well and they establish physicality and they play well, they have a dominant game. But whenever a team finds a weakness in the defense and starts exploiting it, Schwartz just does not adjust, yo. He's been that way. Look at the Super Bowl. Brady's killing us, and luckily for us, Brandon Graham got through the line and made a play. Other than that, who knows? We probably don't win that game. What's up, Hard Cowboy? Appreciate you tuning in. I have to say thanks for losing to Miami. We needed that. Hey, thanks for losing to Buffalo, and I'm thanking you ahead of time for losing to Chicago on Thursday. What's up, Jack Chili? Appreciate you tuning in. Do you think LSU has finally found a formula the last 2 weeks on defense that can carry them to the national championship? Yes, I absolutely do think they can. They have, yo. What I noticed Aranda is doing is Ja'Cory Steve Grant Delpit missing that Arkansas game was a blessing in disguise for a lot of reasons. For one, it allowed Mo Hampton went out there and played, a guy who hasn't really seen the field all year. And we figured out that, hey, this guy could play. Like, he's a 4 or 5 star recruit. Freshman, he could play. He's the heir apparent to Grant Delpit, and he can play. And what that also did was it allowed Grant Delpit to get more healthy, to take a week to just completely get off of that ankle. It allowed him to be healthy. He looked like his normal self out there running around. And what also happened is we found out that Ja'Cory Stevens is actually a pretty good pass rusher. Is pretty good at rushing the passer. Yeah, I think he definitely has found a formula that could lead this team to a national championship. Another thing that happened was the committee. It looked like the committee completely motivated this defense. The committee basically came out and said, "Yeah, you done all these things, won all these games, and yeah, we get it. You should be number one, but you don't play defense." Like that, they flat out told the defense, "Y'all ain't good. Y'all don't stop a nosebleed." So they went out there with a fire and a motivation, and they got athletes over there, man, and they was just absolutely flying around, yo. And I definitely do think we have found a little something, man, because we always, with the exception of the Bama game, which that's Bama. We've been pretty stout against the run all year. The problem is, we ain't have no pass rushers. With Marcel Brooks flying around the corner, Ja'Cory Stevens flying around the corner, Clavion Chason flying around, Patrick Queen and these guys. Yeah, I do. I'm very excited to see how this defense looks Saturday, playing on a fast surface, playing on turf. Because LSU has speed, man, and I'm very excited to see this defense fly around in that I keep calling it the Georgia Dome, in the Mercedes-Benz Dome Stadium, whatever they call it, in Atlanta Saturday. Brunson said he don't know if he can fault Grove because he had plays to roll out wins, but Doug is the one calling plays. Yeah, now one thing I was happy to see was I've been screaming for it for weeks. We finally started rolling out wins. It's something I've been screaming for. They finally started doing it. I fought both of them, man. I'm still fought Grove because this offense is just not as effective as it was when Frank Reich was calling plays. Now, granted, I think part of that has to do is that we don't have a deep threat. I feel like this offense needs a Deshaun Jackson type of player to complete the offense. Right now teams are playing us underneath, and we finally rolled out. I don't have a problem with the passing game, man. The problem I have is that Dougie P does not want to stick to the run. But I still think Gro gotta go though, man. I know I do put this more on Dougie P, but I'm still not a believer in Gro, man. I just don't believe in him like that, man. I just want to see a different philosophy. And Dougie P has to run the ball, man. For some reason, he just does not want to run the football, yo. What's up, Brandon Reese? Appreciate you tuning in. What up, Mr. Dugai? If LSU was to go 15-0, would you consider this the best season in school history, one of the best in conference history, and one of the best in college football history? That's a great question. And you know what I do? I do, for the simple fact that when you look at if Jambalaya Joe has a really good game Saturday, and he has a good game Saturday, he wins the Heisman Trophy next Saturday. Um, if he goes out there, has a really good game, wins the Heisman Trophy, um, and we beat, especially say hypothetically, they screw us over and put us at number two and make us have to play Clemson and Ohio State for a national championship, and they beat both of them. That's what? How many top 10 teams? What, seven? Like top 10 teams they had to beat? So yeah, I definitely think it would be, it definitely, in my opinion, would be the best season in LSU history. One of the best in SEC of all time and college all time. It's one of them. I won't definitively say the best, but I would definitely think it is up there, yo. Just considering the gauntlet that they would have to go through, to get it done. What's up, Truth Believer? Appreciate you tuning in. The Eagles suck. LOL, there's no fixing that. Well, hey, the Cowboys suck too, so at least the Eagles could fall back on a recent Super Bowl. Y'all really want to get past the second round, and you're not going to do that. So, it sucks to be a Cowboy fan right now. What's up, Rich Organics? Appreciate you tuning in. Need your take on Justice Winslow. I think it's time to move forward and trade him for DeRozan. I don't know, man. I don't know about that, man. I get it. DeRozan will come in and be a really nice scorer for us. Um, the problem with Winslow is he's injured. He keeps getting injured, man. I felt like he played well. When I went back check out the game, I felt like he played well Sunday, against Brooklyn. The thing with him is he got to be out there. I know he doesn't have a great jump shot. I think that he's getting better with it. He's showing more confidence in it. I think he's a very good perimeter defender. I think he has some athleticism to him. I don't know if I agree with that, man. I know eventually we're gonna need one of these big time free agents. I think DeRozan is a free agent after this season. I think the Heat are gonna focus more on the big class following next season when you have guys like Giannis and those type of players become a free agent. I think those are one of the guys that the Heat are really gonna go in there and focus on because Kelly Olynyk's contract will finally be off the books. Dion Waiters' contract will be off the books. Goran Dragic's contract will be off the books. All these contracts will be gone, and that should open up a max slot. And the young guys are not quite yet at the time where it's time to pay them really big money. So nah, I wouldn't trade Winslow, man. I understand what you're saying, being frustrated with him. He just got to stop getting injured all the time, yo. When he's out there, he's solid. Is he great? No, but he's a solid complementary piece to Jimmy Butler and another star player. If we get one more max type of player to go along with Jimmy and the roster we have now, then he very well could contend for an NBA championship in like a couple of years from now, yo. Mississippi State is going to the toilet bowl. Man, did you see how Ole Miss lost, man? Like that cost that guy, man. He owes Matt Luke an apology beyond apologies, man. He cost Matt Luke his job, yo. Not only did he cause Ole Miss a win, he cost his coaches his job, yo. How can you go out there and dog pee? You could tell that's something he been planning on doing forever, yo. Like that's just very unfortunate, man. That's bad, man. He cost the guy who believed in him, recruited him. He cost the fan base a rivalry game, and he cost his head coach his job, man. He should really be ashamed of himself, yo. But yeah, it does look like that's where Mississippi State going. What's up, Conru girl? Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, I'm late. What did I miss? First off, appreciate you for tuning in. Just basically talking about the Eagles and LSU. And a little bit of Miami Heat. Pretty much the usual. Appreciate you tuning in. Fire anything at me you want to fire at me, yo. Question: why do we always have our O-line always doing sideline to sideline run plays when they are downhill O-line? Let them be physical with the opposing D-line. I agree. I agree with all of these points, man. This remind me of whenever Chip Kelly was here and he constantly had his running backs running slantly. Instead of you right. Especially the right side of the offensive line, man. Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson are maulers, yo. And he just does not, especially with a guy like Jordan Howard when he's out there. When you know how you can lean on the defense and get a defense tired, you running behind these two maulers and a physical running back like Jordan Howard. I don't know. He comes from the Andy Reid coaching tree, man. For some reason, I don't know if it was Frank Reich, maybe put it in his ear. I done seen a game this year when the Colts played the Chiefs. Frank Reich had called like 10 or 11 straight running plays. When they played Houston on the Thursday night game, even though they lost, I seen they had one drive where they had like 6, 7, or 8 running plays in a row. We miss Frank Reich, man. I feel like Frank Reich had a little bit of a say-so, as far as getting Dougie P to run the football on game day. I don't have that same sense with Mike Groh. I don't feel like Mike Groh is as respected, by Dougie P as Frank Reich was. And you could see it. Super Bowl year, we ran the football, man. Yeah, Carson Wentz looked great. Yeah, later on, Nick Foles looked great. But we ran the football. We were physical. I keep saying Jordan Howard. Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount ran down people's throat, yo. Corey Clement even came in and ran down people's throat a little bit. And I feel like for me that's a micro thing. I feel like we miss Frank Reich a lot more than it appears to be. Frank Reich has shown with the coach that when he needs to, he will line up and run the football behind his physical offensive line. Dougie P refuses to do that for whatever reason, yo. Have you seen Mississippi State versus Ole Miss and Miss? Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. That guy cost Matt Lucas' job. Like he cost that team a chance to win that football game, and he cost Matt Lucas' job. That's just very, very, very unfortunate, man. That just was one of the most selfish things that I have ever seen, yo. Yeah, it was bad, yo. Oh, thank you, Conru girl. Really, really, really appreciate the super chat donation to my favorite channel. I am so humbled and honored by that. Thank you so much for the super chat and for all the support you and everybody have continued to show me. Thank you so much, yo. What's up, Real Hollywood? Appreciate you tuning in. Fire Jim and hire Ron as the defensive coordinator. You know what? I wouldn't be against that. I just seen that the Panthers have just fired Ron Rivera, um, which is unfortunate for him. But I mean, in a way, you kind of seen it coming, man. When you lose to the Washington Redskins at home, you can't do that. Like you can't do that. Yeah, I would be all for that. Honestly, I would be all for that. Now, does Ron want to, try to get another head coaching job? Um, or is he okay? Does he want to just take time off and relax? Or does he want to get right back into the swing of things as a D coordinator? Because you see the thing with some of the coaches, man, especially guys who like Ron had his team play for a Super Bowl. A lot of those guys really don't want to go back into the coordinator role, yo. With them, a lot of times it's either head coach or they're gonna just sit out. So is he, I don't know, man. His ego may be kind of big. Like he has to, the Panthers were, with a healthy Cam Newton, were a perennial, playoff team. So I don't know if he is willing to be a defensive coordinator. I agree with that. Like I would be for that. But is that what he want to do, yo? Because a lot of these coaches, once they done figure to smell success, and a lot of times you get coaches who didn't have any success that got fired that go back into coordinator roles. But a lot of these coaches, man, that has had a job for a while and had success, took a team to a Super Bowl appearance. A lot of those guys are not willing to go back and go under a coach, you know what I'm saying, and be a defensive coordinator. So, we'll see. I doubt that he wants to do that. But if he does, I would be all for it, yo. Eagles need a D coordinator. I wouldn't mind. Like, I wouldn't mind, man. I like Schwartz, but after Sunday, I'm on thin ice with him because he showed too many times that whenever a team gets hot, he can't adjust. Yeah, I get it. You don't have the greatest personnel in the secondary, particular, but man, you ain't doubled Parker one time. Like you can't roll coverage his way or put somebody over the top and make someone else beat you. Like that. That's one thing for Tom Brady to do it to you in the Super Bowl. But Ryan Fitzpatrick 2 years in a row, nah, like that's not what's up, man. I do think he is on thin ice, yo. The Saints need one more offensive weapon to make it to the bowl. I think they still can make it there, but one more weapon would solidify it though. It's funny how teams know that they're going to Michael Thomas and nobody still can stop them. Like, I definitely think that is kind of amazing to see, yo. What's up, Irish Panther? Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, dude, guys, what are your thoughts on my Panthers firing Ron Rivera? I'm glad we fired him. He's done nothing for us ever since we hired him. Only one Super Bowl appearance, very disappointing. I mean, I won't say he done nothing for y'all. I mean, the Super Bowl, he's won like what three or four division titles. He had some success over there, but I do think it was time for him to go though. When you consider the whole, you don't know what's going on with Cam Newton. That Redskins loss was bad. That was just a very bad loss, especially coming off of a game when the Panthers was extremely competitive on the road against the Saints. Basically, they kicker cost them the game, and then you come home at home against a Redskins team and get beat like that. You know, it was time for a change, man. I see, but yeah, now it's a lot of questions that need to be answered for them. Christian McCaffrey is a stud, you know. I know Luke Kuechly is starting to he's still very productive, but he's getting a little older. What direction do they go as far as head coach, and what do they do at quarterback? Do they bring back Cam Newton? Do they roll with Kyle Allen, or do they look for one in the draft? There's a lot of interesting questions for the Panthers, yo. What's up, Elliot Wolcott? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Score Nation? Appreciate you tuning in. What's good, bro? My Dolphins, not my Dolphins. The Dolphins on my mind. My bad. My Vikings lost a tough one last night, but we're still contending for NFC North champ. But who do you like overall, the Packers or the Vikings? Yeah, that was no shame in Minnesota losing that game, man. They play obviously week 16 in Minnesota. That's a big time matchup. The Vikings definitely could win that game. But I'm gonna say that I may go Packers, man, simply because I think they already got a game up on Minnesota. And they got a little easier road, coming up, in my opinion, than the Vikings do. So I would say Green Bay, but it would not surprise me if Minnesota did, come in and pull out that division. Uh, what's up, Master P. Dot? Appreciate you tuning in. What give your thoughts on Mac Hollins being released from the roster? It's about time. Like, honestly, it's about time, yo. He should have been gone since week 3. I feel like it's well overdue, yo. Like, it should have been happening. Why are you an LSU fan? Louisiana native, and they got some guys like Early Doucet, who I went to school with, Charles Alexander, I grew up with, Kevin Falk, who I've watched a lot growing up. Those guys went over there, and I'm a Louisiana native, so it was a pretty easy choice for me. Bro, what are your thoughts on Cam Newton out for the season on maternity leave? Man, you crazy, man. I mean, hey, he out, It's interesting to see what Carolina gonna do at the quarterback position, man. With a new head coach, man, do he believe? It's all about how their new coach feel about Cam, yo. That's gonna be something very interesting to see. All right, y'all. Sorry, everybody, if I didn't get a chance to get to your response or your comment. I gotta head out. I gotta shoot out. I will be able, I won't be as busy next Tuesday. So next Tuesday, I will extend the live a little longer than I have been extending it recently, so I could get more opportunity to get to everybody's questions and comments. The live will be a little longer next week. Apologize, I gotta go tend to some things. But I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Really appreciate everybody helping me get to 4,000 subscribers. I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely thankful for that. Big week ahead, man. Eagles trying to get back in this playoff thing. LSU in the SEC championship game. And everybody else, man. Hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope y'all had a good holiday weekend. Stay tuned for the videos throughout the week. I'm going to go live at halftime for the LSU Georgia game and for the Eagles Giants game Monday night. And I'm going to just continue to put out videos throughout the week, man. Y'all give me a follow on social media, man. And just stay tuned for the videos throughout the week, man. Hope until then, man, everybody have a blessed one. Y'all talk to y'all next Tuesday.